So we can record this. So we are working with Avazzia Med Sport. And what was I gonna grab? Oh, maybe give that away to somebody. So let's take a look at your kit. Looks like this, right? Okay. So you open it up.
Yep.
You've got your device.
Yes, right here.
You connect with her.
Yes.
What does she want to be called?
I heard Clementine.
Oh, how fun. That's
I
in the
know.
family. That's in the Essence family.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, okay. So the first thing you can do is put in the batteries.
I did that.
Oh,
That's what I've done.
okay. All right. So let's look at what you have. So you have something like this. It's called a Y bar. Okay.
Okay.
And there is a cord, a single cord that's thicker than the other one. That's the cord that plugs into this Y bar.
Yep. Okay. I see that.
And did they give you one of these doohickeys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that goes, you just put the cord in from the bottom up. So it's like a cup.
Okay.
And it's just to protect the connection because the cords were getting bent and then the cords wouldn't work.
Okay.
So it's just because when you move it around and stuff, it just keeps the connection so it doesn't get pinched, the wires.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and do that.
Okay. I've done that, I think.
Okay, did it. Okay. So you're just going to plug that into the bottom of your Y bar. Okay. So this could become one of your most favorite tools just because you can reach, down your back, down your legs,
Cool.
on your feet. You can just kind of put it in between this occiput part and lean back and just let the energy go.
Okay.
Like sometimes I just set it like this and then I just let it go at that base of that neck and let it run up and down the spine.
Yeah.
So, you can do it on your face to relax. You can just use relax on your face and get and energize the face too.
Nice.
And when you do the face, you always move up and out.
Okay. That makes
And there's huge acupuncture points around the ear and then down the neck, side of the neck.
Okay.
So it's really nice to go up and around and then down.
Okay.
You can feel it, can't you? Even though we haven't turned it on.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
feel it moving already.
Yeah.
Up and down and around. So not only are you stimulating a lot of points around the brain, but then you work with the lymph. There's huge lymph drainage channels on each side of the neck.
Yeah.
So, which is detoxing. That's what we want to do. So remember, every time you put this on your body, you're detoxing the body. First and foremost, you're cleansing tissue. So people are like, well, does this help for people that got the injection? I'm like, it cleanses tissue. I would say yes, because it's cleansing cells, cleansing the tissue. And when we work with it as consciousness, it can go faster, it can do more, like anything, if we do it with consciousness. So, okay, so that's your Y bar. And then that plugs in to the side of the device. So it fits in nicely, it plugs in easily.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, now if you slide your unit on, it will light up. It'll make a buzz. And a light will be blinking. And it will always default to this top one, which is relax.
Yes.
Okay. So the settings you have is relax. Now, in my world, this does 70 to 75%. If you don't know if you don't know what to do, throw it on relax, get it on the body. Because the body can only heal when it's in a relaxed state.
Right.
And this works with the autonomic nervous system. It also helps to take down that inflammatory response in the body. So if you've got something, some chronic pain or whatever, go to relax is very helpful because there's frequencies in there to help calm down inflammation. Okay. Um, and then the next thing you have, if you look, is this is the RSI model. It's the $1,500 model, even though it's just because it has their patented program in there. But I'm telling you, unless only under extreme circumstances would I recommend this now, knowing what I know at the med sport. So, so then the next program you have is something called Modulate, right?
Mod, yep, 4-to-1 it says.
4-to-1. So what does that mean? It basically means it will go beep, it'll give 4 pulses of energy and pause. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it pauses. Soothed by does 1, 2, 3, 4 pauses. Now, that program is really good for something called trigger points in the body. Are you familiar with trigger points at all?
I've heard of them.
Okay, trigger points are where muscles come together in a collection. They adhere together.
Yeah.
What happens is these trigger points get, like a muscle gets out of balance, let's say. Okay, it gets tight. It pulls on that trigger point, but the pain is usually in the back. Okay? But if you go to the trigger point and release the trigger point, the pain goes away. So people would always say, well, I got this pain here. I go, we're going to do work here. No, Julie, my pain's back here. I said, yeah, I know. But it unlocks that trigger point and it releases the muscle, and then the pain can go away because there's not a tug of war with that. Now, you can just Google trigger points. And there's amazing maps and stuff on the internet with that.
Cool.
Unless you really have a muscle imbalance, you probably aren't going to use that tons, but sometimes you might, you know. The one you're going to play with mostly is the one at the bottom. And remember, if we look at this as a clock, is directions. This is just, I didn't see this before now.
Cool.
Sure, it makes sense. This is the clock.
Totally.
So you're working with north, with relax. Well, no wonder it does 75%, because you're going up. I mean, I like it, you know, this consciousness, I look around and I'm like, oh yeah, I can read that and that and that now. But that makes sense. I mean, when we're using it as consciousness, right? That makes sense that you're working the directions.
Yeah.
So how you get to the next program, you just press the middle button, you toggle it.
Okay.
So it goes to the modulate 3 o'clock, and then it goes to the bottom. So the bottom one is called blue relax.
It says blue stimulate.
Or blue stim, sorry. There's a blue relax on mine, but blue stimulate. That is awesome because it's for scar tissue.
Okay.
And everybody's got scar tissue in their body. You can't be in this planet and not. Every time you bumped your arm,
Right.
the response was scar tissue.
Right.
You fell off a bike when you were 8. You think, oh, no big deal. And then also you're like, why is this here? You know, I mean, it's like scar tissue is the body's way of healing. And most wounds, the body doesn't get the time to make it a top priority to completely heal that wound. So then the body's response to that, because when we have an acute injury, it blows a whistle and alerts all the cells and says, warning, we got an issue here, right? And so it brings all its attention and focus and energy to that place on the body.
Right.
And it, you know, depending on who you talk to, it's about a week to 10 days. The body's going to use that focus, all its attention, energy, and stuff. And that's what we call inflammation, right? Because things get swollen, they get hot, they get red, because all that energy is going there to try to heal the body. Does that make sense? So after about a week or so, the body goes, hey, got to get back to more important things like paying attention, beating the heart, digesting food, thinking with the brain, moving the body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it has to reallocate its resources,
Right.
and it creates something called scar tissue. It just puts this, it's like a sheath around it.
Right.
And the thing about scar tissue is that, and it hasn't been talked about in medicine, which makes me whatever, because so much of this chronic stuff is scar tissue, is that, well, the pain goes away, people think they're healed. Well, no, scar tissue is like a clogged drain. Over time, it accumulates more and more scar tissue. So anywhere you've ever had surgery, had a cut or whatever, the body has scar tissue. But the good news is this can resolve it. Now that's a huge statement. It can resolve scar tissue.
Yeah.
I don't know. And of course, this hasn't been explored because they don't make money off this, because they just know how to cut it and create another surgery. So anyway, that's a big deal. And then when so if you have scar tissue here, the energy that's coming in, and it has to go around, right? It has to go around. It's not taking the most direct route. So then all of a sudden this tissue is starting to not get fed, right? Nutrients, blood flow, all that stuff starts becoming devoid in that area. And sometimes people experience it as numbness, you know what I mean? But once you first you cleanse the tissue, and then you start to resolve that scar tissue, you bring blood flow back to that area and start having the body pay attention to it again, healing will occur. And it's also wonderful for physical scars.
Okay.
So one thing you can do is do an inventory on your body. Just kind of go head to toe and just resolve scar tissues. You know, I'd cut my hand open when I was 4. So, you know, you bet there was probably stuff there, you know. I'd had my legs stripped, you know, and so there was scar tissue there in the legs. And so, you know, just going through and giving your body energy is very helpful. Plus, you get to know your body in a different way when you work with it like this. You have a partnership with it. You know, it's like you're giving it a massage. So that's the one thing with the blue relax that will help anything chronic.
Okay.
Now, again, chronic is defined anything I say 10 days or older. It starts becoming that chronic, you know, give or take. Okay, the last one is then acute. And acute is exactly what it sounds like. It's something that's current. Okay, acute means current. So something that you just bumped your toe. Well, you're like, oh, no big deal. I get it on there. I do it even for 30 seconds or a minute.
Okay.
It's much easier to walk the body back to homeostasis from an acute injury versus chronic.
Right. Right.
Okay. So it always amazes me, people. I said, well, something has happened. I go, well, where's your Avazzia? Well, I didn't have it with me. I go, how come? You don't leave home without it. You have it in your purse. It's like your phone, you know, because you never know, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so acute is really good. And like, let's say sometimes people have a lot of back stuff or an old injury. And then it will talk to people, right? It will cook up, even though you know, oh, this is something I've had before. What you might want to do is use acute first and then go to the blue stimulate.
Okay.
Because you just do acute for like 2 to 3 minutes. Again, acute is a higher frequency. It's calming down the tissue. It's bringing down inflammation. So what happens when old injuries cook up, like people, oh, I lifted something or whatever, and that's an old injury. Well, you have an acute on top of a chronic.
Mm,
Makes sense?
yeah, yeah.
You did something that helped or re-injured it in a way, but you want to deal with the acute just for a couple minutes and then go in and do the chronic.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
It's very simple. And if you don't know what to do, throw it on relax.
Okay.
That's my thing. You can't, the nice thing is you can't overtreat. You can't wreck yourself. Because again, this is body directed. The body is the one that gets the ultimate voice about what frequencies are coming in and out. So
Mm,
the body isn't going to ask for anything that's harmful to it. Right? Now, let's say, oh, you kept it on an area of the body longer than you could have. Not you should have, but you could have. Well, what happens to that energy? Well, the body just goes, well, we're done here. I'll just throw it somewhere else.
mm,
So
sure.
it's usable energy. The body can take that energy and move it other places.
Sure.
So this is literally like plugging yourself in to a electric car charger, just energizing the cells. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Very
Oh.
cool.
Okay. Let's continue of your things. Now, did you get a little Ziploc bag with 2 black ear clips?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you should have gotten a cord, one with a red prong and then one with a black. It's called a silver cord. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
I have
Did you get 1 or 2 of those?
one.
Okay. If you ever want to get another one, they're really like $15 or something. They're really inexpensive.
Okay.
Sometimes it's nice to have 2 because I keep 1 for the pads and I don't take my ear clips off. I have 1 for my ear.
I see. Okay.
But okay, so those ear clips. So it's interesting. Can you see the hole? It's not where you would think.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Slide it up the back, kind of.
My goodness.
I know. That's why I don't take them on and off.
And does it matter which red or black?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
It's tiny. Okay. Okay. There they are.
And so those are ear clips. You're going to disperse. Remember, all these tools are just ways to disperse energy to the body. Okay. They're different ways to disperse it. And you'll get to know the finesse of everything. But ear clips are nice because this is the brain in acupuncture. This is the brain. This is acupuncture in your earlobe.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So we're going to put these on, and I got these white ones. These are the old ones. And I take my earrings out.
I'm just going to ask that. Yeah. And does it matter which way?
Now, what I say is hand nose. So
Okay.
whatever way you grabbed them to put them on, do it.
Okay, they're not wide.
I know. That's good. Okay. So there's a little slider on there.
Okay.
So you might have to kind of ream on it a little bit to get it down.
Okay.
You're not going to break it. Trust me. Did you get the plastic to move? You have to get that plastic thing to move down first.
Right.
So just kind of hold the top and then with your 2 fingers, kind of see if you can strip it down.
Wow.
Ask for some help. Okay. Are you holding? Show me your hands. Hold it up. Can you, hold it kind of close to the plastic.
Here?
But I guess I would hold it like this and have my cord down. Yeah. You feel like it's easier to do it this way?
Oh, like this.
Oh, no. Take your fingers, and here's your cord. Take your fingers and pinch it this way instead of coming on top.
Oh, like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now Now just take your fingernails and dig into the top and see if you can slide it down. Just breathe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you feel yourself having to move through something with a belief?
Something shifted, like something happened. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what if you had this thing, or, oh, I don't know how to do this, or this is hard, or, you know, we just want to notice, because it's all this stuff is just an invitation for us to notice.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said, ask for help, you're like, it seems kind of ridiculous to ask for help for such a little thing.
Oh,
Something about that. But then also then when part of this just in, Jennifer, does this feel true? You weren't shown things because you really didn't have parents. Breathe. You feel?
very true.
So you literally had to dig in and figure it all out on your own. And so that felt hard.
Yeah.
Did you see, as soon as I showed you the way I've figured it out finally, trust me, I struggled the first time too. I'm like, oh yeah, if I do this and then do this and just kind of dig my fingernails, it comes right down. So, but in a way, finally you have some support. Do you feel that? Like, oh, somebody showed me how to do this. Oh, I can do that. Do you feel that? It kind of was a little girl something.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, the movie screens are all playing at once for me. I cannot.
Oh my.
It's all there. Okay. So then what you can do is take the cord and split it down. Yeah, so it's comfortable. So you can do it as far as you want.
Okay.
And I like to put the rounded part on the front of my ears. Is that how you did it?
The round, so the meat of it on the front, like the bigger part on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's how I did it.
Yeah, you did. So that's that. So now, turn off your instrument, and then you're going to unplug the Y bar.
Oh, right. Yes, thank you.
I mean, you really, unless you're going to carry this around, you can keep this plugged in. You don't have to undo this each time. Unplug that and then plug in your splitter cord.
Right. Okay.
So when you take a cord in and out, you typically want to shut off the instrument.
Okay, that makes sense.
It can create like a surge, or, you know, I mean, it's not gonna, 1 or 2 times isn't gonna be a big deal, but it's not helpful.
Sure.
And from the units, it spoke to me like, ow. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Okay.
So anyway, just slide it on again. It'll default to relax. Now relax is really the only setting with your unit that you're going to use on your clips. And it will, again, what you're going to do then is, can you feel anything yet or not? Probably not, because you haven't upped the intensity. Can you sense energies going in, or can you perceive a pulsing yet?
I'm confused because all the lights are on.
Yeah, they will, because it's trying to do some kind of reading thing.
Okay. Okay.
It is on relax because.
Okay.
So,
I don't feel like anything here physically.
Right, because we haven't turned up the intensity yet.
Okay.
Shut it off again. We're going to do a little experiment. Shut it off, turn it back on, and then once it talks, hit the middle button once and see if all the lights stay on.
It went to modulate or mod.
Okay, keep toggling and get it back to relax.
Yeah, that felt too much. I could tell that was too much.
I know. So see, that's why it's not very helpful. Okay. So we'll have it on relax. Then what you're going to do, see this plus minus up here?
Yeah.
This is your intensity. So intensity is the push behind the waveform. It's how deep it sends the energy signal into the body.
Okay.
So a lot of times if there's a blockage, well, you won't perceive it until it breaks through. Does that make sense? So all you're going to do is press this plus, and you can do it slowly, or if you hold it down, it goes faster.
Oh, whoa. Hang on. I turn it off.
I know. You're like,
Whoa, wait a minute. Wow.
yet this does work, right?
Wow.
So put it way down.
It's got all the lights on again. So I was trying to turn the lights.
It's okay.
Okay.
So don't worry. Part of it is the lights things are more for when you're doing the Y bar or this. The ear clips, it registers differently.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's still on relax even though all the four lights on.
Shows all the lights.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's down.
So now, see, now you know it works. And
Yeah.
I mean, part of that is part of the playing with it. You're like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
But if you just close your eyes and take a breath in and just like notice what you notice with it as the energy is coming in.
Yeah, I do feel it when I can feel it.
Mhm.
I turned it all the way down and I thought I couldn't feel it, but there is something
Right.
sensing.
And there's a sweet spot, if you will, where it's nice to turn it up to the point where you barely perceive it.
Okay, yeah.
Now, if you don't put it up, that it's not that it's not doing anything,
Okay.
but it's nice feedback for the body and for you to get to that sweet spot.
Okay.
So for you, Jennifer, by putting this on relax, you could do it if you work at, while you're working. You could have those ear clips on.
Cool.
It's helping the autonomic nervous system say, it comes in and says, the energy comes in and says, hi, I'm a friend. I've come to help to the body. And the body's like, wow, hi, I could use some help. And that's kind of how I see it. And so it just relaxes, takes people out of the sympathetic, the fight or flight, and puts them into that parasympathetic.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So that's lovely. And again, you can put yourself in ear clips and go for a walk. Have it in your pocket.
Yeah.
So you will, you're very intuitive. You're going to trust your knowing. And body will tell you. If it starts to feel pinchy or whatever, that's your body saying, hey, we're done. We've had enough energy.
Yeah.
Well, it's only been 2 minutes, says the human. Body's like, we've had enough energy. That's all we need today.
Yeah, it is feeling pinchy.
And it's done. It doesn't take long to move this energy.
Cool.
So, okay, so those are ear clips.
Okay.
Then the other thing that you will do is you got foil wrapper thing. Yep. Those
Yep.
up. Those are the TENS pads. Now, these are really, really nice ones we get from First Alternative. To me, I mean, they're like $5 a sheet, which is spendy to me, which doesn't sound spendy, but if you're doing this a lot, it can add up. You
Okay.
can get, I'll send you the link that I use to order these. It really hasn't affected anything. I think I get like a whole bunch of these for like $20 on Amazon.
Okay.
So
Cool.
when you need more, that's what I do, is just order them there.
So you just use them until the adhesive runs out or something?
So they don't stick anymore.
Okay.
Now, there's two schools of thought here. I find if I stick them together after I'm done, they stay stickier.
Okay.
Some people put them back on the plastic. It's up to you. But I find that they last longer if I stick them together because the glue,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm yawning. frequency change. Okay. So let's look at how do you do the TENS pads? Well, you're going to take off the ear clips.
Yep.
And you can see how if you get one more cord,
Yes, I see that.
it's nice. And you know what? I might order a couple more too. If you want to just go in together, we'll put an order.
Yeah, yeah, I would.
I'll just call them tomorrow and have some more shipped to me.
Okay, there they are.
You got one in each. So when you're doing the pads, the red is the dispersing side. You can look at it as active, red active. Okay. It's the side that's going to disperse the energy, give the energy to the body. The black is the reading side. It's reading what is the body doing with the energy it's receiving, and then how does it want to do it? Like, does it? And then so basically, the energy comes in, gives it to the body uses it, and then it's measuring. Well, what happened with the tissue change? What happened? And body is basically saying, wow, that was really nice, but now I want this frequency. And so the computer says, well, here you go. And then the body says, ooh, that's nice. How about that again? Here you go. Here you go. It's a conversation. It's a biofeedback loop.
Cool.
And that's what makes this so unique. It's not a one-way street dispersing energy. The body gets to be actively participating in it. And to me, that makes all the difference with energy devices.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because who heals? The body.
Right.
This is just a helper. Okay, so what you can do is take those stickies, and then, like, if you're gonna, well, you can go back and watch those Avazzia Consciousness ones now. And I'd really recommend doing the first one, the first one I did, the protocol in there, because that's a detox protocol, a soul detox. It's detoxing you from the illusion. Okay, and that's the one Mara brought in. And basically, it was putting one about here on the thigh. You start here on the outside of your thigh. And I put the red one on my left side. That's where I wanted. But I would say hand nose, check in with body. It just feels like this. Go for it, you know. And then you put the black one on the opposite leg on the outside. Okay. And you're gonna just let that run for whatever. And I think I had affirmations in there too. With Mara. And then you want to be drinking water while you're doing it, because you're flushing the body. Sure. And then she had us put it like right below the knee here in front, and then right around the ankle, and the last one was the bottom of the foot. So there was 4 different placements of it. Okay. And then she said doing some kind of detox, having some kind of detox tea, or make sure you have water afterwards, will really flush out and move that energy too. So how the Avazzia, like I said, talk to us is that it's schooling the body how to run the soul's energy.
Okay.
So coming in and teaching the body, well, you may have run the energy like this for the human, but this is how soul's energy runs. Soul is different. Soul's faster, right? It's more light. It's more direct, whatever it is. But it's schooling. It takes the lessons from soul, and then it teaches the body how to do it for itself.
Okay.
That's how I see. That's the premise of these Avazzia and consciousness things. Okay. Now, on a human level, sometimes we play human. And do you have anything going on right now? Do you have any physical anything? Any aches or pains? Any way the body's talking to you?
Not that I'm aware of right now.
Okay, good. So it will just be about moving the energy and helping to detox, you know, and it's literally detoxing. It's an energy detox. So it's detoxing the illusion out of the body. Remember, the body got programmed just like our unconscious mind.
Mm.
It got programmed in the illusion. So it's giving off this density. And again, you might find you might have an emotional release with when you start running this energy.
Okay.
Because don't be surprised, it does work on all the energetic bodies, you know, the mental, the emotional, the etheric. Yeah. So, questions?
I did have a question. Where did it go? Oh, are the previous, demos that you did, are they on the Facebook page or YouTube channel?
They're on our Simple Alchemy. I have an Avazzia.
Oh, there's a whole, right. Okay. There's a whole page there. Okay. I remember seeing that. Okay.
Yeah. And if you go there, if you can't find it, just let me know. I'll send you the link to the playlist.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it's on the YouTube.
Okay. So I should just proceed intuitively, you think, and just start to play with it? And
Yeah. I mean, basically, I gave you the nuts and bolts.
yeah.
And
Okay.
like Mara and I always say, we tip our hat to protocol and we always go with knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because really, all body wants to do is let go. It's programmed to upgrade right now. You know,
Okay.
that's part of all this DNA activations, all this stuff. And it's getting hit hard right now because this illusion purge has to take place. So, you know, the timing of this probably couldn't be better for you.
Yeah.
Have something to support. And it's so empowering for our human because we were programmed that something outside of us had to help us. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to go to the doctor, you have to all
Totally.
this stuff. And this brings the power of healing back to in your own hands.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that alone to me is priceless. So yeah. And again, I'm a text away, a phone call away, whatever's there if you have any questions. But I just feel like you'll have a good time exploring it and playing with it. I will send you, there is a introductory, somebody else did an overview on it if you
Oh, okay.
you can at some point. But I mean, at this point, we're moving so fast. Basically, get it on your body and turn it on, you know, and then drink water, you know. That's one thing I just want to mention. Energy moves via water in the body. So if you're dehydrated, it won't move as smoothly as if you're hydrated. Does that make sense?
Totally. Yeah.
One thing I want to also say is, let's say you have your Y bar here and you're treating your leg.
Mm-hmm.
What will happen is if there's a place where the body wants energy, it actually will grab it. It will grab the bar. I mean, you can muscle past it, but you will feel it grab. And by saying, wait, hold this here. This is helpful for us.
Right.
I mean, a lot of times 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And then you can start just kind of moving and then you're like, oh, well, look at it. Now it goes smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how fast it can open up things in the body.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, just have fun playing with it and just look and just see. That detox protocol, I believe Mara was saying, do it for 3 days in a row, which would be perfect in sync with this stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, if you do something in your bed, obviously you're embedding it. You know, and morning and night is nice too, to do it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, but it, you know, again, you tip your hat to protocol and go with knowing. Nobody knows you better than you. You know?
Yeah.
So, okay. Anything else?
I wanted to ask you about the retreats.